Yeah. No, they're lucky to have me. I tell them all the time.
Does that improve their behavior? You're just telling them?
No.
Yeah.
Doesn't do a thing, but makes me feel better.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. We're back on it now.
Oh, so I was thinking if you could think of one thing when Emily came and taught you about some of the Karen Pryor stuff.
Yeah.
Something you're like, that's something about dogs you hadn't thought about before.
Well, the one thing I remember is the smiling, which we see from time to time dogs that will come in and they'll show you their teeth. And I, most of the time, think, oh, how cute. They're showing me their teeth. They're smiling. But a lot of times that can be kind of a sign that they're kind of nervous. So that for me was like, oh, I should approach those dogs differently. And one big thing that I do now with dogs that she mentioned was the patting on the head, which can really freak some dogs out. You're leaning over them, you're reaching over them, and you know, we've always been told, reach your hand out, let them smell, but she said it's better to pet them on the chest, and so I really have adapted to doing that as opposed to going towards the head. I'll go down to the chest and pet the chest. So that's one big thing that I have started doing from that, which I didn't really realize, so that was great.
If this was your this is your soapbox right now to 50, 60,000 people who work in veterinary practices. Is there one thing you wish you could tell veterinary practices across the country, something they need to do to lower the stress of their cats? The number one thing, you just wish every practice would just start doing this.
Get them out of the lobby. I think every practice should either have a separate waiting area, which is sometimes very hard to do, or they need to get those cats out of the lobby, away from the noise, away from the dogs, in a quiet place. I think if that's the only thing they do, that's something, I think that's one of the biggest things, because they're already stressed coming in. They know where they're going, that's all they ever go to, and if we can just get them out, away from the dogs, away from the noise, I think that's a big first step.
And would you take your cats to a cat-only practice, or would you be, if you had a choice between a practice that did really good fear-free stuff, but also took dogs, would you choose?
Knowing what I know, I would go to a fear-free practice before I would go to a cat-only practice. Sorry, I was supposed to look at you. I think that if a place is doing fear-free, I think a cat-only is nice, but that doesn't mean that they're using fear-free techniques, handling. If a clinic was labeled fear-free, if I knew they were fear-free and they did those, I wouldn't bother me at all that they had dogs there.
Soundbite City.
Yeah. So I know you're nervous, and I know you don't like being on camera, but you really did an amazing job.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Does that mean I'm done?
You're done? Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Wait, I have 14.
Oh, Troy, the cameraman.